Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Aisha never existed during the events of Cobra Kai? So in this timeline, Aisha will never be born, the events of Cobra Kai Season 1 would still happen, Johnny would still save Miguel, and he would still reopen Cobra Kai. Those events would carry on, Kyler and Sam would still date, and much like in the original timeline, Sam would find out that Kyler was a bully, so Sam would still break up with Kyler in this timeline, so Kyler would spread rumors about Sam, and Yasmin and Moon would stop being friends with Sam, Miguel would still train, and he would still fight Kyler in the cafeteria, so many students would still want to join Cobra Kai, and Robbie would still go to Daniel in this timeline, Eli would still become Hawk, the events of Cobra Kai Season 1 would carry on, Miguel would still date Sam in this timeline, and Daniel would still train Robbie. The beach party wouldn't happen in this timeline, Moon wouldn't be redeemed, so Moon wouldn't date Hawk in this timeline, Yasmin wouldn't be humiliated, and Sam and Miguel wouldn't break up, Johnny and Daniel would start to become friends, and Daniel wouldn't find out that Robbie was Johnny's son. The night of the All Valley, Cobra Kai would compete, the LaRussos would watch from the audience, and Robbie would join them. So in this timeline, Robbie wouldn't compete, Johnny would be surprised to see Robbie with the LaRussos, and the tournament would carry on. Miguel would advance in his matches, Miguel would make it to the finals, and he would fight Hawk, Miguel would beat Hawk, and he would be the All Valley champion. And after the tournament, Daniel would go congratulate Johnny, but Johnny would be mad at Daniel, and he would want to know why he was with Robbie. This is when Daniel would find out that Robbie was Johnny's son. Daniel would feel betrayed, and much like in the original timeline, Daniel would be mad at Robbie, and the events of Cobra Kai would carry on. Carice would still come back in this timeline, and he would still be another sensei. Cobra Kai would continue to expand and grow, and many students would want to join. Robbie would want to reconnect with Daniel, and he would want to apologize, and eventually Daniel would forgive Robbie. Daniel would find out that Carice was back, so he would want to open up Miyagi-Do. So the rivalry between Johnny and Daniel would resume, Miguel and Sam would continue dating, and eventually Sam would introduce Miguel to Robbie. Miguel and Robbie wouldn't have any issues with each other, so they would start to become friends. Tori would still want to join Cobra Kai in this timeline, but Johnny would be against it, but Miguel would still want to convince Johnny to let her join, so Tori would be the first female student in Cobra Kai. The students of Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do wouldn't be enemies. The events of Cobra Kai would carry on. Sam would start hanging out with Miguel and some of the Cobra Kais, and she would become friends with Tori. The training at Coyote Creek would still happen, and Johnny would see the influence Carice was having on his students, so Johnny would decide to kick Carice out of Cobra Kai, and the events of Season 2 would continue. Eventually Daniel would have to shut down Miyagi-Do because he would get no students. Daniel and Johnny would reconnect, and they would start to become friends again. Moon's party would still happen in this timeline, but Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do wouldn't be invited, and the next day at school, the school fight wouldn't happen, so no one would be paralyzed or go to juvie. Yasmin and Moon would continue to be popular, and they wouldn't change. Overall, things would be a lot more peaceful in this timeline, and that is where I'm gonna end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Aisha never existed during the events of Cobra Kai? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.